Deep in the woods, a lonely farmhouse holds a grisly secret. Police are looking for a young man, reported missing.
When they went to the burn barrel, they looked in to see what was there.
Jeez, what is that?
They found a bone with a glob of burnt flesh on the knob. It was obviously a human bone.
It's the first clue to a crime whose horrors are beyond imagining.
I went, oh my God. Oh my God. What did she do to my son?
Sheila Labar is every mother's worst nightmare. Epping, New Hampshire. A typically quiet New England town. Until Sheila Labar arrives.
She's very smart. She would use her wits, use her charm, her Southern accent.
Well, don't you look fine?
Hi, baby.
Wow, you look good.
You like it?
I think it's just so sexy.
She's incredibly confident. She was not afraid to flirt.
I know it's a little bit delicate, but it's my favorite design.
She uses more than simple charm to capture the attention of wealthy doctor Wilfred Labar.
Thank you. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, I think we...
Wilfred Labar placed a Lonely Hearts ad in a magazine looking for some company. Sheila saw this ad and responded to it by sending topless Polaroid photos of herself. You can imagine if you are in your 60s and you're widowed, it wasn't much longer before Sheila moved from Alabama to Dr. Labar's farm.
As local journalist Kevin Flynn discovers, Sheila is a demanding partner.
A lot of people said to Dr. Labar, you gotta get rid of her. He just seemed unable to extract himself from that relationship.
Soon her control over the doctor is complete.
Slowly, what Sheila would do was ask Dr. Labar for power of attorney, and she started rewriting his will. And she made herself the executress of the will.
A few years later, Dr. Labar is dead.
The coroner said it was heart disease, but a lot of his relatives are not sure. They think that Sheila might have poisoned him in order to speed up the process of getting the farm.
Sheila inherits Dr. Labar's farm. Soon, she entices young men to share the work and her bed. But living with Sheila has its price.
We spoke to a number of neighbors that would see badly beaten young men sort of walking up the road from her house.
District Attorney Kirsten Wilson says the farm became a sadistic playground.
It's an isolated farm. I think it was all about control.
You were supposed to have done this hours ago.
Young men who
Come on, get
are
up
either
to the house.
loners or
What is wrong?
mentally maybe incredibly trusting. It's all about controlling them.
Oh, get to your feet, you pathetic pedophile!
Sheila was just a really mean person.
God, you're disgusting. Not you. No, you're beautiful.
She had and unnatural control over people. It was unholy. It was as if she got a gift from the devil.
In February 2006, Sheila is on the prowl for a new victim. Someone innocent and defenseless. Someone like Kenny County.
Kenny was a lovely, lovely boy. He couldn't do enough for you. Everybody was his friend. I was so proud of him.
Carolyn Lodge is Kenny's mother.
He never had a horrible word for anybody, and that was the problem. He trusted everybody.
Kenny has a low IQ. His childlike trust leads him into a terrible trap.
Hello?
Oh, hi, Sheila. It's Kenny.
Oh, hi, Kenny. How are you?
I'm good.
And he
So,
told my son
friend told me
Brian
about this place.
that he met a 47-year-old woman in New Hampshire.
Maybe this Wednesday, if you wanted to meet up and...
She owned a farm. She owned a beautiful car,
Kenny, I would love to meet you
and she was rich.
for a wild time.
And he was serious about her.
Exactly what would make you happy.
Oh.
She chose that person,
To meet. I think you should come over.
someone who was physically weak and mentally weak.
I guess so. Yeah.
And she did it because she could feed her sadistic fantasies that way.
Great. Well, I guess I'll see you soon then.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
She came down in her car and picked him up, and he never came back.
Those. Got them?
Sheila LaBar is a woman with a deadly passion. Her prey are young men.
She used her feminine wiles to get their attention, and then she isolated them from everyone else, and then began the torture, psychological as well as physical.
Kenny County is her latest victim. Tonight, his mistress is taking him shopping.
What the hell are you looking at? You don't see anyone in a wheelchair before?
Kenny couldn't walk. He had bruises all over his face. His complexion was an odd color of green. The people who worked at the store were really concerned about him.
Good afternoon, Miss LaBar.
For weeks, Kenny has been in the clutches of a master manipulator.
That's ridiculous. From who?
You all right?
Hey,
You look off.
hey, don't talk to me. You don't have to
Kenny
answer.
didn't ask for help.
You don't have to answer anything.
He was
you
under
don't
Sheila's
want.
spell, and that's what Sheila wanted.
Now, if you don't mind, we'd like to leave.
You okay?
When they left that store that night, that was the last time Kenneth County was seen alive.
Weak, defenseless, Kenny County is in grave danger. Late one night, Sheila makes a frenzied call to police.
He's a pervert. He's a child molester. Kenny County. I can prove it.
Sergeant Gallagher received a telephone call from Sheila, and she seemed somewhat frantic.
Sheila obsessively records everything she does.
It was a very disturbing tape that he listened to over the phone. Ken was being interrogated by her.
on the tape was my son vomiting.
Kenny County is faking vomiting. Get up, Kenny!
And she kept saying, he's faking, he's faking.
Get up! You're an idiot pedophile, aren't you, Kenny?
Yes.
You rape men.
Now he's a pedophile. Raping children, raping his brother. He's vomiting.
When she was urged to kill, to make it easier for herself, she had to fantasize that the men she was killing were pedophiles.
I think you're right. The tape's all true. Every single
Used
bit
to
of
her
it.
eccentric calls, police decide to investigate the next morning. What they don't realize is that Kenny County is already dead.
What probably happened was that eventually Kenny realized he was in some sort of danger. And I think he might have lashed out in self-defense.
You want to rape your mother, don't you, Kenny? Talk right, Kenny. Talk right.
And I think that's what finally triggered Sheila into a homicidal rage.
Don't you ever do that to me.
There was blood on the walls, on the floor. There were puddles. There was spray. It was a bloody mess.
With her victim dead, Sheila calmly sits and watches him burn.
He was dismembered. Sorry. And he was put in a pit and burnt. But my son, he just wanted to be loved. I can't imagine what he must have been thinking. Because he was so all alone.
While Sheila tries hard to destroy Kenny's body, forensic evidence gives her away.
There was some readily apparent blood spatter. And Carolyn had told us that he had been in the Army for a while, and at that point, we crossed our fingers and hoped that they may have a DNA sample, and they did, luckily for us.
A wallet is found in the septic tank.
Oh, get to your feet.
It belongs to Michael DeLong, another young man who had fallen prey to Sheila LaBarre. Convicted of 2 murders, suspected of more, Sheila LaBarre is currently serving 2 life sentences.
The fact that she has to remain for the rest of her life behind bars, she got what she asked for. She'll never see the light of day. Horrible thing is, my son is not here with me. He was only 24.
It was a dinner invitation they couldn't refuse.
I'd like to make a toast.
Anu Singh has enticed her fellow law students with a spine-chilling promise.
Fantastic. I will be a new person.
She told a whole bunch of people,
So much better.
I'm going to commit suicide. Come to my place and we'll have a farewell dinner.
I just feel so good about this.
One person doesn't know of her sinister plan. Her fiancé, Joe.
Somewhere in that process, she said to herself, well, if I'm going to die, Joe should die with me.
Okay, just nobody say anything when he comes back. It's fine.
It is beyond my comprehension that those at the party that knew what this was all about didn't speak up and stop it.
In Canberra, Australia, 2 university students prepare for a night out.
Great.
Joe Chinque is smitten with his pretty fiancée, Anu Singh.
I'm fat, look at me.
No, you're beautiful, baby. You look amazing.
But Anu's obsession is herself.
She's also impulsive, immature, rather manipulative, and extremely narcissistic. She really had to be the center of attention.
Need a little bit of help. Hello.
Sure. What do I do?
No, do it up.
I'm trying. Just give me 1
Oh,
second.
come on. This is not gonna work.
Yeah, maybe you should try that ipecac stuff, you know? Like,
Do you think it would work?
I don't think you need it, but I mean, if you want to, you can take it. I don't know.
When Joe mentions Ipecac, an idea takes hold in Anu's mind. Syrup of Ipecac is a medicine that induces vomiting. Anu starts to abuse it daily and soon wastes away to just 88 pounds.
Anu seemed to have a pretty normal life until her mid to late teen years, when her mental illnesses started manifesting. The first one was an eating disorder.
The second one is a dangerous delusion.
Once she started taking the Ipecac, she developed this delusion that she was dying. And when I say delusion, I don't just mean a kind of funny idea that all of us have in our heads. This was a psychotic belief which she could not be talked out of.
Clinical psychologist Ken Byrne says Anu sought help, but refuses to believe her doctors.
She was convinced that there was nothing that could be done to help her, that she was going to slowly, gradually waste away. She then became more and more suicidal and made plans to commit suicide. She took a series of carefully thought out steps. She researched suicide at the library. She tried to obtain a handgun.
That looks good.
Then she settles on heroin.
Do you still know that guy that goes to uni? Yeah.
Incredibly, no one questions her disturbing plan.
One of the astonishing things about this case is that a whole series of students at the law school had heard her talk about actively planning suicide. And to my knowledge, none of them put their hand up to someone and said, you know, you better go talk to this girl.
She'd be what people would call the drama queen. Things needed to centre on Anu.
Anu's defense lawyer, Jack Pappas, found her to be extremely self-absorbed.
Her acting out and her scheming was never about death. It was about the whole drama of her being at the centre of attention.
My best friend and we're over there. We're having a dinner party tonight. You guys are invited.
Anu decides to host a dinner party with her own death as the main attraction.
I'd like to make a toast to thank you all for being here on this wonderful occasion to celebrate us.
As bizarre as it seems that most people at the party knew that it was meant to be a send-off party for Anu Singh.
I know you all know that I have been sick for quite some time, but I know...
And they seemed to take the view that, well, if someone wants to commit suicide, that's their business, not ours.
We all know that I met Joe through a wonderful friend.
But Anu won't die alone.
And I just love him to pieces.
She wants to take Joe with her, whether he likes it or not.
All right, man, look what you do. This is the heroin. This is what you're gonna put inside you, all right?
Yep.
Anu Singh is a law student,
Light it up.
And how much goes in the spoon?
As much as you want.
taking lessons in death. She has decided to kill herself.
She tracks down a chap at the law school. He supplies her with heroin.
She suffered from clinical depression. She suffered from psychosis.
Yeah.
She did not even know what was real and what was not.
Is that enough?
Anu has a strong delusion. She thinks she's dying from using syrup of ipecac. It's a medicine her boyfriend suggested might help her lose weight.
An important part of Miss Singh's character is that she's very childlike and narcissistic. And so that in her view of the world, when something goes wrong, it must be someone's fault, and that it was his fault.
Now she blames Joe for her imagined illness. She wants to kill herself and take him with her.
The idea was that she would have a dinner party effectively as her send-off because she was going to commit suicide. It was like a Last Supper.
Anu plans to heavily sedate Joe with Rohypnol.
Rohypnol is a date rape drug. It causes very rapid loss of consciousness and causes somebody to fall asleep. It also tends to decrease a person's memory of any of the events that occurs to them.
Once her dinner guests leave, Anu begins stage 2 of her scheme. Joe Chinque is now at the mercy of the woman he loves.
She used enough heroin to kill 2 horses. It was a massive, massive dose of heroin.
Come on, darling, it'll be all right. I promise this won't hurt.
Heroin is a central nervous system depressant. As the person's respirations become depressed, less blood is flowing to the body, less oxygen to the brain, and the person begins to suffer from brain damage.
It won't be the peaceful departure Anu hopes for.
Fluid builds up in the lungs. It causes the accumulation of frothy fluid in the airways, which can then exude out the mouth and nose.
The nature of the murder might have started out as some kind of a romantic fantasy of leaving the world together and being forever together. But that fantasy was long since gone.
Joe! Oh, wake up, Joe! Oh!
In a panic, Anu calls emergency.
Where are you? It's 79. No, wait, it's 30.
But repeatedly gives the wrong information.
So this is this, self-involvement, wanting to protect herself, poor judgment, erratic thinking.
There's blood everywhere. Blood stuff. Is that a bad sign?
Joe could have been saved had he gotten rapid medical attention.
But Joe Chinkwe is dead. And Anu has not kept her part of the deal. She doesn't try to join him.
She had every opportunity to kill herself at the end if she'd been serious about it, and yet she never even attempted, so far as anyone could ever discover, to inject herself at that time.
Anu Singh is charged with murder.
The prosecution were of the view that she was a highly intelligent girl, and she was, who had determined that she could get away with murder and was smart enough to feign mental illness.
But her defense proves Anu is mentally ill at the time of the murder.
Anu was compelled to carry out a fantasy that involved death.
She had a psychological condition that made her less responsible for her actions than you or I.
Found guilty of manslaughter, Anu is sentenced to 10 years in prison. She serves a total of 4 and now lives in Sydney, Australia.
Maybe if one person had gone to someone in authority, maybe this boy would still be alive.
On a lonely highway, a killing spree is over. 11 people are dead, and 2 teenage rebels are under arrest. One of them is a 14-year-old schoolgirl, Carol Fugate.
He kidnapped me. I had nothing to do with killing them people.
Carol Fugate's story consistently has been that she was an unwilling hostage and not an accomplice, and she claims that to this day.
Is she truly an innocent hostage, or was her finger also on the trigger?
There was a term for her: high-tempered and easily angered and violent. I just think that once wasn't enough for her.
Lincoln, Nebraska, 1958. Carol Fugate is a sullen teen.
How you doing? Come on, give me a hug. Ah, that's it. Oh, baby.
People said that she was a little snip and unevenly tempered.
Go and clean your room. I want you to make your bed now, young lady. I won't say it again.
Who cares if I make my bed?
I do. Now go and clean your room.
She didn't practice much self-control. You know, she did pretty much what she wanted to.
She's just been a naughty girl.
She didn't like her parents very much, but that's not so unusual for a 14-year-old girl.
What is unusual is her choice of boyfriend. Charlie Starkweather is 19, a loner who worships James Dean.
What he liked about James Dean was his sense of James Dean having a solitary lonely existence and didn't fit in with the world.
By the time Charlie was in his teen years, he hated society. He has said that he would like to live in a world where only he existed.
It's a dangerous liaison with a deadly secret. Charlie is an unstable killer.
He just had kind of a wild look. Something about his eyes that seemed to frighten people.
He shoots a man in a gas station robbery and gets away with it.
He felt good about killing. It made him feel powerful, and his self-esteem went up.
Author William Allen says Charlie and Carol became a frightening combination.
They both felt that they had met somebody who was like themselves. She was a dominant female, very aggressive and hostile. I think when two dominant people bond like that, they become so much bigger and more dangerous than they would be alone.
Carol's family is now in danger. The truth about what happens next depends on who you believe.
Charlie got in an argument with Carol's mother, and she said, "We don't want you to ever come back here anymore." He started arguing with her, and she started slapping him around.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Get out of the way! Get out of my house!
According to Charlie, he kills Carol's stepfather, with Carol happily at his side.
And then shot Carol's mother in the side of the face at point-blank range.
Even Carol's baby sister isn't spared.
Betty Jean, she was 2.5 years old, and Carol hated her, was jealous of her, because she was treated better than Carol had been treated.
Carol Fugate has a different story. She says she came home from school that day to find her family missing.
Charles told her he and his gang, as he described it, had taken her parents and half-sister hostage, and that they were going to, I believe, rob a bank or something, and that her parents would be released after they accomplished this. So that's how he was able to keep her in the house for this approximately about a week.
For the next 6 days, the couple stay holed up in Carol's house. A simple note keeps the world at bay. Charlie Starkweather has created his own paradise.
Charlie is known to have said that the 6 days following the massacre of Carol's family, where he and Carol drank soda pop and threw knives for practice and made love all over the house, were the happiest days of his life. What does that tell you about this man's life?
Fearing the police, Charlie finally takes Carol out of the house, onto the highway, and into a cross-country murder spree.
I think once Charlie started killing, he couldn't stop.
It will make him more famous than his hero, James Dean, and put Carol in the middle of a mystery. Is she a hostage or a killer?
She was willing and able to do anything that Charlie wanted to do. She was even, in some ways, more violent than he was.
In rural Nebraska in the 1950s, it's not unusual to pick up hitchhikers, even when they carry guns.
Hey, I was just wondering if we could get a lift about 5 miles down. We were just doing some hunting about a mile back and...
Charlie Starkweather has just shot the owner of a nearby farm. Victim number 5. Carol Fugate is his hostage. Young sweethearts Bob Jensen and Carol King have made a terrible mistake.
They were the polar opposites of Charlie Starkweather and Carol Fugate. They were honor students. He played football. They went to church.
Get out of the car! You too, sweetheart! Honey, Tim, you first!
They were the ideal teenager of that period, and they became the victims.
Just get out there! Move it downstairs! Take the car! Take it!
The fate of Bob Jensen and Carol King still haunts former reporter Del Harding.
I arrived with the law enforcement officials looking down in that storm cellar, and here's this half-naked body of Carol King and the bloody body of Bobby Jensen. I can close my eyes and see that just like it happened yesterday.
Turn around!
Charlie admitted shooting Bobby Jensen 6 times. Just bang, bang, bang.
But with this murder, something came out of Charlie that hadn't been seen before, and that was an aggressive sexual nature.
Charlie took Carol King down into the cellar, and he was down there for 15, 20 minutes, something like that. When he came back up, Carol was furious.
What the hell have you been doing?
Because she thought he was having sex with Carol King.
You raped it, didn't you?
What happens next is still in dispute.
I can tell when you're lying.
Charlie Starkweather later swears that Carol goes into the cellar alone.
He heard a gunshot from the cellar. Carol came back and told him that Carol King had tried to run, so she had to shoot her.
When her body is found, it has been horribly mutilated.
Carol Fugate supposedly took a knife and carved the private areas of Carol King.
It was a savage attack on her female anatomy. Usually when we see that, where it is a male and female couple killing people, that's often an indicator that the female partner did that, and she did it out of jealousy.
But is Carol Fugate's hand really on that knife? Is she an accomplice or a terrified hostage?
She stayed in the car. She had no place to go. She was out in the middle of nowhere, middle of winter, and she was just frozen with fear. She thought she was going to be the next victim at any time.
James MacArthur's father, John, was Carol's defense attorney in 1958.
It's always been the belief, both of my father and myself, that Carol has been totally innocent of this. Carol realized very early on, she told me, that there was something mentally wrong with Charles, and she wanted to break up with him, and that, in fact, is what appears to have precipitated the entire tragic events that followed.
It's Carol's rejection that sends an unstable teen over the edge. Dragged along for the bloody ride, she's too terrified to escape.
Carol 14 years old. She was with a person that she realized was a madman that she had seen was able and willing to kill somebody, literally at the drop of a hat.
It certainly wouldn't be unusual for a person taken hostage by a killer to remain with them because they were afraid they'd be killed. That's totally understandable. I'm not at all sure that's what happened in this case. There are too many discrepancies, and there are too many statements from Carol that are quite simply unbelievable.
It's only when Charlie surrenders to police that she runs to safety.
Kidnap me. I had nothing to do with killing them people.
By then, there is a trail of 11 dead behind them. Charlie Starkweather pleads guilty and is sentenced to death. He also implicates Carol. Found guilty of first-degree murder, she gets life in prison.
I felt the same way as her jury did. She was a willing accomplice. Her demeanor, her testimony, all of that together, there was no doubt in my mind, and still is no doubt in my mind, that she was a willing accomplice and may have killed several of the people, the victims herself.
Carol was a very frightened person when I first met her, and she obviously felt that she was being wronged, that people didn't understand her. When I talked to her, and I was almost her same age, that seems to be her strongest thing that she wanted to get across, that this was a terrible wrong that was being done to her.
In 1976, Carol Fugate is released on parole. She still maintains her innocence. No poison is more potent than the one served by a trusted hand.
Well, she was a dear, caring, loving, beautiful grandmother.
She helped everyone. She looked after everyone.
Oh, good, I brought you some homemade goodies.
She'd bring cake, and she'd bring biscuits, and she'd bring food.
And she'd bring death.
She went and saw them at their homes. She sat beside them.
Ready for the tea?
And then gave them poison.
You need just a little bit more, otherwise you dehydrate.
What sort of a person does that?
Sydney, Australia, a thriving metropolis. But in the late 1940s, there is a population boom of the four-legged kind.
It was not uncommon for rats to be in almost plague proportions from time to time.
In her small tenement home, Caroline Grills is fighting a losing battle.
She wasn't happy where they lived. There was a rat plague right throughout Sydney, and she hated it. She absolutely hated where she lived.
Crime writer Paul B. Kidd says Caroline was desperate to escape her squalid surroundings.
There was a way out of her dilemma. Her father had died 11 years earlier and left the family house to his second wife, not Caroline's mother, the second wife, and given her life tenancy.
Caroline's stepmother has a lovely home in a wealthy suburb
Let me help you. That's it.
with not a rat in sight.
So she began visiting her and popping over with nice cake and some lovely other goodies she cooked in the oven. She was a very good cook.
Oh, I better make it. Oh, no, dear. You let me look after you.
I'll make the tea.
Caroline will eventually inherit the family home.
Oh. Over there. All right.
But her stepmother
Over there in a minute.
will have to die first. Back in her own squalid home, Caroline is left to dream of the house she thinks should be hers. Until the rats she so despises get her thinking.
People don't wake up one morning in their 50s and decide to kill unless they've been thinking about it. We find that with killers, they fantasize about killing down to the last detail over and over and over.
Soon, Caroline Grills finds any excuse to drop in on her stepmother for some cake and tea.
Oh, and how did you get? Oh, lovely. You've nearly finished it.
The dear old love, her stepmother, fell very, very ill. Her hair started to fall out. She couldn't see anymore. She was going blind.
Oh, doctor, she's in here.
Doctors can't explain the mystery illness.
Anything unusual to eat?
No, it doesn't have any tea and cake, nothing.
One woman knows exactly what the cause is. Rat poison containing thallium.
Thallium is actually an element. It's located in the atomic table between mercury and lead.
It's a lethal substance, familiar to forensic pathologist Janis Amatuzio.
As a poison, thallium is absolutely ideal. It is odorless, it is tasteless, and it's easy to dissolve in liquids.
Death from thallium poisoning can be quick, and if it is, that's merciful. If a less than lethal dose is given,
More tea, that's it.
their hair will fall out, nausea and vomiting will be unbearable, their limbs will be in terrible pain. It's a dreadful way to die.
The tragic death of her stepmother has a happy result for Caroline Grills.
She inherited the house from her stepmother when her stepmother had passed away from what was at the time an unexplained illness.
She has her dream home, and no one suspects what a dear old lady did to get it.
She was just an ordinary suburban mum to look at, and she was just one of those people that if she walked by, you wouldn't even notice her.
It had to be very exciting for Caroline to know that she was above suspicion.
She was a little old lady living a lie.
Caroline Grills has stumbled upon the perfect poison. And now, there's no stopping her.
She was one of the worst types of serial killers this country has ever known.
In Sydney, Australia, Caroline Grills enjoys afternoon tea with her relatives.
They'd have games of bridge and cups of tea and something to eat.
And a cup of tea? Oh, yes, excellent.
The polite surroundings give no clue to the awful truth. Delightful Aunt Carrie is a killer who can't be stopped.
Obviously, she'd got a taste for murder.
4 years ago, Caroline Grills inherited the family home when her stepmother mysteriously died. Since then, 3 more relatives have suffered unexplained deaths. In every case, she is right by their bedside.
Carolyn's first murder was motivated out of convenience and greed. She wanted to be in the good house. After that, it appears that her murders were nothing more or less than thrill killings.
Evelyn Lundberg and her son-in-law, John Downey, have no idea that Evelyn is next on the hit list.
Nobody could understand how she could possibly have such a warm relationship with the members of her family and yet poison them.
Within days, Evelyn falls deathly ill.
Her hair started to fall out. She went blind. She had terrible, terrible pain in the limbs. Naturally, Carolyn Grills was there to tend for her and see to it that she had someone to be with her. But Mrs. Lundberg just deteriorated and got worse. It was not looking good.
Yeah, let me take that from you.
Caroline Grills is a killer beyond suspicion.
Now, you go and put your feet up for a little while, and I'll make sure that everyone's all right, okay? You're a saint, you really are.
And it makes her feel invincible.
Let's teach you a little bit more of this.
It wasn't for personal gain. It was for a mixture of being in control, having control of someone else's life, but also a sense of I'm the only one who knows what the real cause of this illness is. So there's a sense of power behind it.
Her secret weapon is rat poison.
I think that it became the poison of choice for those who were minded to poison other people.
As John Downey's mother-in-law recovers in the hospital from her strange and sudden illness, he discovers it has struck someone else.
John's suspicions were aroused during the arrest and trial of one Gladys Fletcher, who had allegedly poisoned her husband, the local rat catcher. The symptoms were exactly the same as Evelyn's.
John suspects that Evelyn is also being slowly poisoned. But to prove it, he needs to catch Aunt Carrie in the act. Evelyn Lundberg will be the bait.
When Evelyn Lundberg was finally well enough to come home, the Downeys made sure that Aunt Carrie was aware of it. Of course, she came to pay a visit with some lovely things to eat.
Tea was made for everybody. And John Downey saw her reach towards the front of her dress, towards the area where she had a pocket, and then pass her hand over the cup, and then put her hand back to the pocket.
It'll go really well with the tea.
Good idea.
He then poured the tea that he'd got from his mother-in-law into a glass jar. Which he eventually took to the police when he voiced his suspicions. And the tea in this glass jar was sent to an analyst by the police who several weeks later discovered that it contained a very significant amount of thallium in it.
Convicted of 3 murders, Caroline Grills is sentenced to life. In prison, she gets a new nickname, Aunt Thally, after her poison of choice.
If Caroline hadn't been stopped, the body count would have been enormous. When she ran out of poor relatives, she probably would have started on the neighbors.
There was no monetary gain, there was no sexual gain. She simply enjoyed it.
Few things match the intensity of first love.
It was toxic and powerful.
Innocence plus desire makes a potent mix.
We're meant to be together, so no one can stop this.
I frankly was scared because she was so young and she was capable of something like that.
In Nashua, New Hampshire, schoolgirl Nicole Kazinskis has found love online.
Nicole hadn't had a lot of boyfriends. She was really caught up by the attention of this guy who was saying amazing things to her about how beautiful she was and what she meant to him.
Nicole's just 15. Billy Sullivan is 18. The fact they've never met only adds to the excitement.
They filled in sort of the gaps of everyday communications and relationships with fantasies and making these fantastic assumptions about who the other person was.
For Nicole, making friends in the real world isn't as easy. The straight-A student is an outsider, a target for bullies.
Hey, Nicole, can I see your bracelets? They're really nice.
There was one instance where a kid came up from behind, pulled her sweatpants down, and that day she wasn't wearing any underwear, so she was completely embarrassed to go back to school the next day.
I think the bullying when Nicole was young contributed to low self-esteem, and I think that all of that made her really ripe pickings for somebody like Sullivan when he came along.
Nicole's best friend
Hey, sweetie.
has always been her mom,
How was your day?
Jean. Nicole's dad left after a divorce, and they rarely spoke.
Her relationship with Jean, her mother, could not have been any better growing up.
Straight A's. Oh. You did
They absolutely did everything together. They were inseparable.
straight A's. Oh.
Nicole adored her mother. It was a very close bond, loving relationship. That is, until Billy Sullivan came into the picture.
Relieved that Nicole's found a friend, Jean encourages the relationship, inviting Billy to spend the weekend, where the young couple steal intimate moments.
Love you, Nicole. It's the first relationship she's ever had with a boy. It's everything she dreamed it would have been. It's the castle in the sky. It's the knight in shining armor has come to rescue her.
Writer M. William Phelps says Billy filled a void in Nicole's young life.
her not having a father figure in her life, I think, really contributed to her being easily manipulated. It definitely contributed to it.
When Nicole's parents divorced, she suffered some pretty profound feelings of abandonment, in that her father didn't have much to do with her anymore.
What no one knows is that her boyfriend is fighting his own demons.
He did have mental health issues. He had been hospitalized a number of times. During high school, had some behavioral issues, anxiety, that kind of thing.
So Billy's been on a plethora of different psychotic drugs for depression, for anger, for schizophrenia, for all sorts of psychological problems.
Would you like some more water?
Yeah, thanks.
But Billy's stopped taking his medication.
Well, you certainly polished that off quickly.
Yeah, it was nice.
He's unstable, ready to lash out.
I suppose you don't usually have spread like that.
One of the things that really angers Billy is when, you know, Nicole's mom says to Billy, I'm glad I could provide you this dinner. I bet you don't get that much at home.
And what's that supposed to mean?
That was really rude. Enough of this.
This angers Billy.
No. My mom is just as good a cook as you, okay? No. She's better than you. That was crap. That was absolute crap.
He thinks it's a slap against his mother, and Billy's a mama's boy. So, if you put his mother down, he's gonna lash back out at you.
Nicole, where are you going? Away from you.
Billy Sullivan starts driving a wedge between mother and daughter.
Once again, we have a story of a young, impressionable teenage girl with pretty much no experience with men, meeting someone older who manipulates her and turns her against her own family.
She began to hate her mother, and Billy Sullivan put that hate in her. So she begins, everything her mother does is wrong. Billy had planted all of these seeds in her, and they just germinated over a period of time.
Soon, Nicole will make a terrifying choice between her mother and her man.
Billy Sullivan is everything to Nicole. She will do anything for him, including killing her own mother.
Most nights, 18-year-old Billy Sullivan talks to his girlfriend,
Hey, babe, it's me. How you doing?
15-year-old Nicole Kazinskis.
She's 21 months. We should get married.
She's in love for the first time.
I can't wait that long. I want to be with you now.
They met online, got together for a face-to-face, and now they're inseparable.
Nicole, will you get off that phone?
Mom, I'm in the middle of a conversation.
Nicole's mom, Jeannie, is worried this is more than puppy love.
Get into bed. Tonight is a school night.
Nicole's mother really didn't know what she was getting involved with. That just added fuel to this romantic fire that was burning on the internet. Now they had seen each other. Now they need to see each other all the time.
If you don't stop these calls, I'm going to take that phone out of my room. Go to bed.
Nicole wants to live with Billy in Connecticut and go traveling. She begs her mom.
Jeannie, rightfully so, said, you're 15, you're finishing school, you're not moving to Connecticut. And that really upset both Nicole and Billy.
All they're hearing is no, 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 no. And to Billy, that's poison. Every time he hears no, that wick gets closer to the end of that dynamite, and it's gonna explode.
Their final plan is simple and brutal. Nicole waits nearby in the car.
Nicole called him and asked him what was taking so long.
Hello? Don't worry, it'll be done soon.
Jeannie started getting upset that Nicole wasn't home and kept saying, "Where is she? Tell her to come home."
Nicole, you get your ass back here!
Billy began to become angrier and angrier.
We're in love. What can you just be happy for?
Because she's 15 years old.
And who are you to control her life?
I am her mother, and I know what's best for her.
When Jean turned around, he whacked her across the back.
It looks as if Jeannie tried to get out of the kitchen door. Billy started grabbing kitchen knives and attacking Jeannie with the steak knives from the steak block in the kitchen. A number of the steak knives snapped off during the course of the attack.
Finally, Billy strikes the killer blow.
And the knife goes right through a lung, and that's when she says, "I'm done." And she dies.
Jeannie Domenico was well-loved in the community, hard worker, really sort of a bright, energetic, sweet woman. She was trying to make her daughter happy.
Scott. The time she's dead.
The young couple have a deal. Nicole has to clean up.
The fact that she could go in to clean up after Billy had killed her mother. She had to have hit her mother with the door. And then she had to have stepped over her body and clean up for her boyfriend. That she was able to do that was chilling to me.
The most shocking part of this crime for me was that a 15-year-old girl who loved her mother turned into a cold-blooded killer.
Within hours of the murder, Nicole realizes she's made a terrible mistake.
That fantasy of Billy Sullivan and driving off to the sunset together is gone. Reality now is set in. Oh my God, what happened?
The freedom Nicole was willing to kill for lasts only as long as the first police interview.
She didn't hold up very well under questioning by the police, and Billy threw her under the bus pretty quickly. She turned around and did the same to him.
Billy Sullivan is convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. Nicole Kazinskis pleads guilty to second-degree murder. She's serving 40 years. Her childhood gone.
Cole is a girl who really never understood what she had and never appreciated what she had.
Her life as a promising honor roll student at 15 years old with her mother, who loved her very much. She lost her entire life. And for what?